We're talking about the war for your health. We have no problem thinking of our car as a piece of machinery that will wear out, break down, need repairs. And we got the manual and it says, hey, replace this at this time. We're actually having some issues with one of our cars, right? So replace this at that time, get this tuned up. This is the schedule, this is the maintenance. And we go through and we do all those things for the car because we anticipate, we know that if we don't do that, the car is gonna deteriorate and at some point we're gonna have more problems with it. But we don't think the same thing about our bodies. Now, I'm going to tell you, and let's have a little conversation here. So your body, no matter how much you take care of it, it's deteriorating. But I don't know if anybody has said that to you. It is. It's deteriorating. And the more we live, the older we get, the more things begin happening. It's just like your vehicle, everybody. It's just like your car. And the better maintenance we do on the car, the longer the car lasts and the less things we have go wrong with it. So the same thing with the body, it's going to start deteriorating, but the more maintenance we have, the better we take care of it, the more likely it is that we're not going to run into the complications and some of those things that happen downstream. Now, and people say, my Uncle George or my cousin so-and-so, he was a vegetarian and he exercised and he, lived in the gym and he never did this, he never smoked, and he still died of a heart attack. Well, you know what? There are cars that you take care of them and you do all the good stuff and they still break down. They still need an engine. They still need a transmitter. They still need an alternator. But that doesn't mean that, because we have that one car that didn't follow the rules when you took care of it, that I'm not ever driving cars again, right? So the likelihood is that if we do a good job, that we're more likely to avoid complications. That means that you got to, at some point, you may have to see a doctor and do what the doctor says, which includes medication, y'all. Just like when you take your car to the shop and the guy says, hey, yo, you need, you need a new alternator. You don't say to him, hey, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna rub this leaf over the alternator. Oh, bad Dr. Woode. And the alternator is gonna get better. No, he said, okay, let's replace it. Now, back in the old days, this word that they used to use, it was called temperance. Temperance. You know what temperance is today? It's called portion control. What is your portion size? When we go to the store, when we go to the restaurant, they give us not one portion, they give us a lot. So sometimes it's not that we're eating the wrong thing. But once again, we're eating too much of a particular thing. So we want to make sure that we're looking at and we're reading those labels. We want to make sure that we're reading or having the appropriate portions. Sometimes people say, hey, I am hungry when I get up, when I'm finished. We're so used to eating the portions that we eat now that we're not satisfied. And the reason for that is the stomach changes the size. So our satiety, the ability to sense that we are full. Hey, I've eaten some food and I'm full. Satiety has a lot to do with the stretch of the stomach. So if your stomach is yay big, it's normally, it's used to that. And you all of a sudden start putting stuff in that's about this big, there's not that stretch anymore. So that signal, right, doesn't work as well. But over time, the stomach changes and the signal all of a sudden it's doing it again. It's like boom, right? It's kind of like in the old days, in order to eat a certain number of calories, you had to eat a lot of food for the stomach to stretch. Well, now I can run down the street and I can get a candy bar and I can eat that and I can get the same number of calories, but because the candy bar is so dense in terms of its calories, it goes into my stomach and it never stretches my stomach. So my brain never knows that I'm full. So that's one of the dangers of our current food, that it is so calorie dense that our bodies never are able to respond to it because we don't get that stretch in the stomach. And so the leptin, which is the hormone that says, hey, you're full, it's still not functioning. It doesn't get to where it needs to be. And then the other one, which is called ghrelin, is the one that says I'm hungry. So leptin is down, so I'm not feeling like I'm full, and ghrelin is going up, it says I'm hungry. So we're fighting both of those because of the type of food that we're eating.